Hi, my budding learners. So, once again, you are back at your own learning platform, Learn Forward, with your maths book. Yes, and that's Maths Concepts and Skills for Grade 1 by Feathercaps. Today, we are going to start chapter 3 of your book, which talks about subtraction of numbers up to 20. You remember in your previous session, you learnt about addition. Can you recall what is addition? Exactly, more of something is addition and subtraction is just the reverse. That means when you have less of something, that is your subtraction. How? Let's take a very simple example. Suppose mama gave you 5 chocolates and you shared 2 chocolates with your friends. So out of 5, you gave 1, 2 to your friends. How many are left with you now? Just 3. So do you think these are less than what you had earlier? Yes. So here what we are doing is you had 5, you take away 2, that means we are doing subtraction and we are left with 3. That is your answer, right? So let's get started and see what do we have in subtraction. Subtraction is when you have less of something. So here's an example. A boy had 5 cookies. Out of these cookies, 2 cookies were crumbled. They were broken. So how many good ones were there? So out of 5, 2 were crumbled and the good ones were 3 only. So that means we are subtracting. Let's have another example here. How many flower pots do you see here? Yes, Radha had 5 flower pots. Now somebody visits. Who is it? That is Aman. That is a man. And Aman takes 1 pot from her. So how many flower pots are left with her now? She has only 4 flower pots left. So again, she has less of something. That means out of 5, we are subtracting 1. Now, what is the sign for subtraction, children? Subtraction is a minus. And how do we show it? This small line is called minus and it shows we are subtracting. Just like for addition, you learned the plus sign and this is the minus sign for subtraction. So 5 and Aman took away how much? Aman took away 1. So 5 minus 1 gives you the answer 4. So we write is equal to 4. We read it as 5 minus 1 equals 4. So here this is the minus sign, this is the equal to sign and this answer is called the difference, right? So this is the difference. So we have different ways of subtracting. The first method is cross out to subtract. That means whatever we want to reduce, whatever we want to make less, we will be crossing out that number of items. How? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 7 candies for you. Out of these 7, if you subtract 3, how much are left? So for this, what will you do? Out of these 7 candies, you are going to cross out 3 candies. So how many candies are left here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 minus 3 equals 4 is your difference. Now there is a common error here that we make. This is 7 minus 3. So we are taking away 3 from 7. Which is the bigger number? 7 is the bigger number. So we always write the bigger number first when we are subtracting. 7 minus 3 equals 4. We cannot write 3 minus 7 equals 4. Remember this, when you are doing subtraction, always the bigger number comes first. Now here's an exercise. You have to cross out to subtract. Like 5 minus 2. So you see here 5 apples are there. If you have to subtract 2, you cross out 2. How many are left? 3. So your difference is 3. Now here you have strawberries here. 5 minus 1. Let's cross out 1 here. So this is crossed out. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So subtraction gives you left or remaining numbers. 6 minus 3. So you have 6 oranges here. How many will you cross out? 3. Good. What's the answer? The difference is 3. 1, 2, 3. Next is 8 mangoes minus 6. So these are 8 mangoes. Let's cross out 6 mangoes here. 5, 6. We are left with just 2. So the difference is 2. Now for pineapples, you cross out yourselves and have fun. Another way is subtraction on number line. We have already learned about number line, and we also know that numbers stand in a disciplined order. Starting from 0, they'll move in order 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So we have a number line here. If you want to subtract 4 from 9, which is the bigger number? 9. So we write it as 9 minus 4 equals how much? We'll find it out. So on number line, we will just jump to number 9 because we have to start from 9. So from 0, we first come to 9. Then you have to go back 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you reach finally? 5. That means 9 minus 4 equals 5 is your difference, children. Interesting to learn the number line subtraction. You'll have fun doing it also. Let's do one part here. So 8 minus 3. You can jump to number 8. And then how many steps will you go back? 3. So 1, 2, 3. What is your answer? 5. Very good, children. Now, in place of jumping from 0 to 8, you can directly start from 8 and go backward also. You have 7. That means your 7 is right here. And you have to subtract 4. So, go back 4 steps from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you land? Yes, that's at platform number 3. So, this is your difference here. Do this yourself and have fun. So, what are the other ways of subtraction? One is vertical subtraction, where we write the numbers one below the other. Let's see how do we do this. 7 minus 2. So, at the ones place, you will be writing 7 first, and then you have to subtract 2. Just below 7, you will write 2, and remember, minus sign is very important, just like plus is important for addition. So, we'll be telling what we are doing. Are we adding these numbers or subtracting? How do you know? Only when you put this sign, children. So, we have 7 stars here and we are taking away 2. Let's cross out these 2. How many are left? 3, 4, 5. So, 5 is your answer. This is your vertical subtraction. Now, subtracting by counting backwards. Just like addition, we are comparing with addition every time because addition and subtraction are almost the same in many ways, except addition means getting more and subtraction means getting less. So for addition, do you remember which counting we use? We use forward counting, and subtraction is just the opposite. So we'll be going for backward counting. So this is subtraction by backward counting. If you have to subtract 8 and 3. So this is 8 minus 3 equals how much? So we'll start the counting from 8 and we will go 3 steps backward. So this is your starting point. Go 3 steps backward. It is 7, 6, 5. So where do you stop finally? 5. That means the difference of 8 and 3 is 5. So 8 minus 3 equals 5. So we have done vertical subtraction using stars and crossing out the stars, and this is your subtraction by counting backwards. We have also learned about subtraction on number line, right students? So here's an exercise for you. Exercise says subtract vertically. So you will be writing one below the other. 4 minus 3. So how many stars will you cross out here? 3. Very good. And the left one is 1. So your difference is 1. So I'm sure you can do this part also. Let's move ahead. We have 2 more questions to do using vertical subtraction. Now the next question says subtract the following by counting backward. So we'll start from 6. And how many steps do you have to go backwards? 4 steps. So we have 4 circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go backwards. 5, then 4, then 3. So where do you stop finally? And that is your difference. So 6 minus 4 gives you this last number 2 as the difference. Next, 8 minus 2. So you'll be starting from 8, going backward only 2 steps. So how do you go? 7, 6. So what is your answer? 6 is your difference. Understood? Have fun doing this part yourselves. Now, subtracting a 2-digit number from, subtracting a 1-digit number from a 2-digit number, because we have already learned about 2-digit numbers. So, let's see how do we subtract them. First thing is, because for 2-digit numbers, how many places do you write? 2 places, 1 sentence. So, when you are subtracting, make sure that you write the places first, tens and ones. Now, you know how to write the numbers under the proper places. We will write them very carefully. Suppose you have to subtract 4 from 15, which is the bigger number? 15. And when you are subtracting, you will always write it above. So, we write 15 carefully under the places tens and ones. So, 15 has 1 10 and 5 ones. So, 1 10 and 5 ones is written like this perfectly under their places. From this, you have to subtract the 4. Now, what is the place of 4? Yes, perfect. It is ones place only. So, we will be writing 4 under the ones place just below 5 and put the subtraction sign, and now you will be subtracting. So, 5 minus 4. Addition and subtraction always starts from the ones, the smallest place. 5 minus 4 is, quickly tell me. We will go backwards, or you can cross out, any way you can do. So from 5, go back 4. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Where do you land? 1. That means 5 minus 4 is 1. And this 1 is untouched. It will come as it is. So 15 minus 4 is how much? It gives you the answer 11. Now, as I told you, you have to be very careful about writing the digits at proper places and how to subtract. So, if you have 17 minus 0, when you subtract 0 from any number, what do you get? You get the same number, children, you have to remember. So, start from the ones place. 7 minus 0 is 7. It is not 0. So, this is the wrong way. There is an error here. The correct is 7 minus 0 is 7 and 1 will come down as it is. This is your perfect way of doing subtraction. Easy? I hope you find it interesting also. Let's move to the next. You have an exercise here. Subtract the following. So, the digits are already written at their proper places. Let's start. 14 minus 2. Where are you going to start from? The ones place. Perfect. So, 4 minus 2 is how much? 4 minus 2. Let's go backward. 3, 2. What do you get? 2. That's perfect. And what about this one? It will come down as it is. So, your answer is 12. So, the difference of 14 and 2 is 12. Let's do one more. 18. 1 tens, 8 ones are written properly at their places. Minus 4. So, 4 will come at the ones place. Let's start from here. 8 minus 4 fingers out. Let's go backwards. 7, 6, 5, 4. So, what are you left with? 4 is the last number you said, and this is your difference. Now, here 1 will come as it is. So, 18 minus 4 gives you the difference, 14. Easy? So, I am sure you can do rest of the parts yourselves. Have fun and practice lots of subtraction. I am sure you are going to master this. Let's see what we have learnt in this chapter. Subtraction means taking away. That means less of something. So when you take away a portion or a part from a greater number, that means you are doing subtraction. Subtraction can be done in how many ways we have learned. We have learned about crossing out the objects. We have learned about the vertical subtraction. We have learned about the number line subtraction also and counting backwards. So now we know 4 different methods of doing subtraction. Solve the following. So here we have some subjective questions for you. How much is 15 minus 5? Come on, go backwards and give me the answer. Yes, perfect answer. 10. How did you get it? 15. So start counting backwards. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. So simple. The last number you said while closing your fingers is 10. So that is your answer. 17 minus 4. Can you do it now? Let me see how perfect you get to the answer. Yes, that is 13. That's a brilliant answer from all of you. And the third part you will be doing yourselves. Let's move to the next. You have to state whether these statements are true or false. There are 15 marbles, out of which 3 are small marbles. So there are 13 big marbles. Is it correct or not? You have 15, out of which 3 are small. So what do you think will be the remaining number of marbles which are big? What will you do, children? 15 minus 3. What do you get? Let's count backwards. 14, 13 and 12. But what does this say? Is it 13? No, that means this is a false statement. 16 minus 5. Come on, give me the answer. 11. And what are they saying? 10. So again, this sentence is false. Next, Sam bought 12 mangoes. 6 mangoes were eaten on the first day. So 6 mangoes are left. Is it correct? Out of 12. You eat 6 mangoes. So how many are left? Yes, 12 minus 6 is 6. That's perfect. And they are also saying 6 mangoes are left. So what do you say? Is it true or false? True. Yes, you are right. And the last one says 15 minus 15. So when you subtract the same number, suppose I come back to your first example, you have 5 chocolates and you give away all the 5 to your friends. So how many are left with you? Nothing. And nothing in maths means 0. So this is another property. When we subtract a number from itself, we get 0. So what should be the answer? What do you think? 15 minus 15 is equal to 0. That's perfect. But they are saying 10. Wow, a good loud false. So I go with your answer. This is a false statement. Isn't it interesting? That's wonderful. I'm happy you are enjoying learning maths here. So next question says Jenny has 18 chocolates. She gives away 8. How many chocolates are left with her? So how many chocolates does she have? She started with 18. Let's write tens and ones. This is how you'll be doing in your notebook. Read ahead. She gives away 8. Giving away means making something less. That means you have to subtract. And 8 will come under which column? Will it come in the tens column or it will come in the ones column? Perfect, ones column. So let's write 8 just below 8. Now subtract. So you'll be starting from ones place or tens place? Ones place. 8 minus 8 is how much? 0. We just learned. And 1 as it is. So how many are left? Just 10. Good children. So Jenny is left with just 10 chocolates now. Let's read the next question and I want you to give the answer and then do it yourselves. Ram has 19 board games, a good number. How many do you have? Oh, you are saying your own numbers. Good. So that means you have some indoor board games also. That's wonderful. 19 board games. Sam has 6 board games less than him. So the number of board games with Sam is lesser and it is 6 less. How many games does Sam have? So how many board games are with Sam? What are we going to do? Yes, because he has less of something, so you will subtract. What are you going to subtract? Give me the statement. Yes, 19 minus 6, whatever answer you get, you will be doing like this in your notebooks. Let's read the last question. Use cross method to find the answer of the problem 15 minus 13. So what do you do in cross method? You draw anything and you cross out what you have to subtract. So draw your favorite thing here 15 times, cross out 3. Now count how many of your favorite item is left with you and that will give you the difference, right? I'm sure for your favorite thing, you will be enjoying doing it. That was all in subtraction up to number 20. We'll be coming ahead with more interesting math sessions with you. So, till then, take care. Happy learning, children.